Hey y'all, welcome to Lev'n Kitchen. I'm Fernando, or Fern, and I'm the Director of Operations here at Lev'n. I just wanted to introduce myself to you real quick. We're going to be actually doing a weekly podcast. We're going to be releasing them on Monday, and we're going to go over a few different things. The kitchen itself, our members, things we have going on, some of our events. So we hope you come back, you stay tuned, and you subscribe to us. You can find our podcast at YouTube at youtube.com/LevnKitchen. So a little bit about Lev'n Kitchen is that we're a shared collaborative kitchen. We're based out of Decatur, Georgia. We've actually been open 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years. I should say we took over the space that we're in 2 years ago. Opened officially around September, October of 2020. So right in the middle of a pandemic, we decided to take on a shared kitchen. So a little bit of our background, right? So we are a shared collaborative kitchen, meaning that different businesses can come in and produce in a clean, professional space. So we offer space through the Department of Agriculture licensing through Georgia, right? So what that means is bakers, people who make juices and teas, and anybody doing meal prep, anybody packaging food, labeling it, selling it in a retail environment, whether it's on their website, directly to customers at farmers markets, or even wholesale. We have a few of our members, or what we call our members, right? They're all individual businesses that are all fully licensed and their own entities. But each of our members can sell wholesale and things of that nature as well. So essentially Lev'n in a nutshell was born with the want, right, to provide a space, and we're laser focused on our Black and brown communities, our LGBTQIA+ in those communities, right? We just want it to be simple for people to come in and produce and sell and hustle, right? We're a side hustle for some folks, right? But we're also, the total kitchen, right? My business needs to run, and I need a kitchen to run that. So that's really what we are. So membership at Lev'n really entails a few different things, right? So as a member, you do need to have a few different things in place. So you do need to be licensed, again, through the Department of Agriculture. Definitely want a business license, but also the safety, the food safety is a part of that as well. So ServSafe certification is definitely a need. We in fact do offer ServSafe classes here at Lev'n that you can take, and we offer those on a monthly basis as needed. And then also just sort of going through our onboarding process. So we really truly believe at Lev'n in that collaboration. And what collaboration means, it's not only collaborating with other businesses, but it's also collaborating with the kitchen itself, right? Making sure that we're all following the same guidelines, whether that be, on the food safety and health part, but also in the communication part. We find it super important that we're communicating with each other, but communicating with each other the right way. So we do go through an intensive sort of onboarding process and just make it clear, hey, we're here to work, but we're also here to support each other, talk to each other the right way. I like to joke during onboarding that we don't want a bunch of Chef Ramsays in the kitchen, right? But things come up, things happen. I feel like I'm pretty laid back personally, but sometimes things will come up and you just have to be direct, right? So, and that's really what we aim for, is sort of just direct feedback and things of that nature. So my role here at Lev'n is I'm the Director of Operations. So I handle pretty much the day-to-day operations here at Lev'n, and really my focus on a day-to-day basis is making sure the kitchen is running as it should, and that businesses can come in, and really the goal is that they are focused on themselves and their business. So great part of Lev'n is that we offer, state-of-the-art equipment and things of that nature, but somebody needs to make sure that those things are functioning the way they should, right? So, there's days that I'll come in and I'm knee-deep in deep cleaning an oven, for instance, or other times I'm taking people on tours of the kitchen, or handling things that are broken down, things of that nature, right? So I handle pretty much A to Z day-to-day of Lev'n Kitchen. So the staff of Lev'n Kitchen, it consists that I think we're a team, right? So it's 3 of us. Currently, it's myself. Again, I handle the day-to-day operations. We have Miss Monica, who's here Monday through Friday. She's our evening person, and I think her role is super important as well. Love Miss Monica personally. She's fantastic, but she handles sort of making sure members are okay, right, if they have questions while they're here in the evenings. But she also handles sort of the general cleaning of our general areas, right? So we have our shared break room, our shared classroom, restrooms, of course, just, you know, the many different aspects of the shared areas. Miss Monica handles, and again, she's fantastic. I've also trained everyone, you know, gave everybody some quick overview on troubleshooting and the like, so she can handle some of those things as well as they come up. Our weekend person here is Ash Washington, also really fantastic, but she also handles her social media. You know, we've gotten a lot of great compliments from our members since she's come on. Again, one of the many hats that I was wearing before was handling that social media and the marketing and things like that. Things I'm really not well versed on, and she was able to take that, and she hit the ground running. So along with being our weekend main person in charge, right, what have you, our weekend manager, she handles a lot of our marketing, our social media, things of that nature. So if you see Instagram posts and things like that, Ash is behind the scenes handling all those things, and including our market. So we have our second market coming up, and she's really driven that. You know, we have a back to school drive, and all of her ideas, I think, would have been incredible. So yeah, it's a team of 3 of us. You know, we handle and help a lot of small businesses, but 3 of us really make this place run, and it's a great team. So the resource area of Levän Kitchen consists of a couple different rooms, actually, a couple different areas. So part of that is our break room area, or sort of shared office space, as I like to call it. And a little bit of an extension of that is our classroom. So really the main area, right, the main room, part of that resource that members have access to and sort of get a benefit from, is having just a communal space to come in and do some work. So if you have, you know, some emails you need to knock out some admin work, things of that nature, there is a nice air-conditioned, right, safe office space for you to come in and do your thing. So even if you're not producing in the kitchen, as a member of Levän Kitchen, you're able to use those spaces as needed. One thing I always say is just realize it's shared, right? There's gonna be other people around, so again, that collaboration is super important, and being respectful as well. But you know, we like to offer some of those small comforts, like access to a printer and fridge, microwave, even some coffee, tea. And then we do have lockers available so people can go in and put their things away and sort of just not have to worry about some of those small things. And those things are things that we've thought out and are in place for our members. And the last thing I'll touch on is the classroom. So it's a little bit of overflow for the break room at times. You know, a lot of times there's people in the classroom. We have a few different tables set up. But what I like about the classroom, it's a unique space in that it's nice and big, right? But we also can offer training and things of that nature. We do run, like I said, our Surf Safe classes out of the classroom. But we have just introduced where members that don't necessarily need to cook can actually rent office space. So if there's office space that's just needed and people don't need to cook and they just need Wi-Fi, printer access, things of that nature, the classroom is all encompassing with that as well. So storage space at Levän is another aspect of our kitchen, right? So with storage, there's a couple different factors that come into play, right? So Levän does offer dry storage as well, or just storage in general, including, you know, of course, cold storage. But with dry storage specifically, we have a 2,000 square foot dry storage room. It is climate controlled, and what I like about that is it sits at 70 degrees. So things like your flour, your sugar, things that don't need refrigeration are going to be a nice climate controlled, safe environment. So within that 2,000 square foot dry storage, you have a few different options for that storage, right? So we do have, you know, you can rent one shelf, for instance, in that storage room. That'll run you about 15 bucks a month, all the way up to our locking cages, which is a sort of a big locking cage, right? Just that it's on wheels, and it's nice and secure for you. So if you're worried about things, you know, being borrowed or things of that nature, we have that capacity as well. And then we have space. So if you do just need just a simple space, and you want to bring in your own equipment, for instance, your own shelving, things of that nature, we're able to accommodate that, and you just pay by the space, and that starts about $20 a month. So I say all that to say that we have different options depending on if you're just starting out and you need a little bit of space. You can pay about $15 and you'll be good to go, all the way up to $60 per month, and that's going to give you a more substantial amount based on need. And in aligning with our easy to use format, all of our spaces are month to month. You're not locked into any long-term contract. So along with dry storage, we do have some warehouse space available as well that will soon be expanding out, another dock. So we've seen some great growth over the last 2 years, and we realize that our members need that space to be able to produce, right, but also be able to ship out or even receive shipments, whether it's ingredients, things of that nature. And we're growing in that manner, so we'll be able to accommodate many different sizes of businesses as well. So along with our walk-in refrigerator and freezer, we do have a number of reach-ins, both refrigerator and freezers. And with those, you're able to rent one shelf in there for as little as $40 per month, all the way up to the whole door in a reach-in refrigerator for $125 a month. So all that being said, we have plenty of room, plenty of space for members and new members to store their products. It's something we're always expanding on as well, and bringing in more reach-ins and the like as needed. But as with the walk-ins, everything is monitored, fully monitored 24/7. We get alerts right away. So rest assured that your food product is gonna be safe and good to go. You know, not perfect, of course, but we try and get ahead of things as much as possible. So as far as kitchen space goes, right, so production space, we have quite a bit of space available. So we do have 4 dedicated baking spaces. And in those baking spaces, you find everything from ovens, mixers, stoves, all of the above. So with those stations, it all comes down to a first come, first serve model, right? So we do have an online system where you go in and you book those spaces. But that being said, with those 4 baking spaces, each space does have at least 2 ovens. Each space has access to a 20-quart planetary mixer. With that 20-quart mixer, you're able to mix everything from, you know, breads to pizza dough to muffins, cookies, all of the above. 3 of those 4 spaces also do have a stovetop, so a full gas burner range at each space. And then each space also has access to a 60-quart mixer. I will say we do have 2 60-quart mixers, so there are times where you just have to go back and forth. But that being said, bakers are very happy at Levin because we have what you need to get the job done. Along with our baking stations, we do have 2 dedicated what we call total kitchen stations. What makes these a little bit different is that they're going to have some specialty equipment located at these spaces. So with that specialty equipment, things like a tilt skillet, and what's cool about a tilt skillet, just imagine just a big sort of frying pan. And with that frying pan or with that big tilt skillet, you can do things like braise. You can even do some steaming in there. So if you have some potatoes you want to steam and it's a big bulk amount, you're able to do so. We of course have our char broiler, so you know, basically an indoor grill. So if you got burgers, steaks, things like that, you're doing meal prep, we have what you need there, and a flat top griddle. So our total kitchen is actually our most expensive space, and that runs $25 per hour, whereas our baking stations, our large bakers run $20 an hour, our small $17. And then from there, we do have a micro baking station, which I think is fantastic for somebody who's sort of just starting out, right? If you just need just a simple oven. And I say simple oven, but it's a nice, big, substantial convection oven, and plenty of prep space. That runs $13 an hour, so it's perfect for someone just getting started, someone making small batches, things of that nature, and you need an oven space and prep space to get that done, then we have you covered as well. And then we also have prep space. So with that prep space, that starts at $10 or $13 an hour. So that's great for folks that really don't need a cook, really don't need a bake, right? So we have juicers that utilize this space. Even some of our bakers utilize it and sort of wisely and strategically use their time to get things prepped. They're paying a little bit less per hour, and then when they need a bake, they go and they use the baking stations. And then finally, we do have some specialty stations all around sauces, juices, jams, all of the above. So this space is outfitted with a big 60-gallon steam kettle. And really what a steam kettle is and does is just imagine a big stock pot on your stove, but a 60-gallon stock pot. So what's great about that is you can cook big batches of, again, soups, stews, barbecue sauces, juices, teas, things of that nature. I'd say barbecue sauce, juice, teas are really the main thing that they're used for, but they can be used for a number of things, and that specialty station runs $20 an hour. So all of that being said, we can handle bakers, we can handle people just needing to prep, we can handle people making ice cream, we can handle people doing meal prep and things of that nature. So anything that you're cooking and it's being packaged and sold retail or wholesale, you can do here at Leaven Kitchen. So there are some requirements to joining Leaven, and really those main requirements all have to do about, and really all those requirements all are around making your business legal. And so that includes having your Department of Agriculture license, which we can set you up with help for that. Having a ServSafe Manager certificate or equivalent, right? So essentially a certified food safety manager certificate. And what that is, it's a course that you go through, usually an all-day course or an online course that you go through, and it just gives you training on food safety and kitchen safety in general. Once you have that certificate, you also want to make sure you have insurance in place. So each individual business at Leaven does have liability insurance with the coverage of $1 million. And that just covers their basic needs, right? Their basic things. And of course, if you do have employees, then you definitely want workers' comp insurance as well. From there, it's really going through our onboarding process, which we walk you through and we get you to where you need to be. But really the main three things that you would need are going to be your Department of Agriculture food sales license, your insurance, and then a certified food safety manager certificate. So as far as kitchen access goes, or building access in general, each business actually has 24/7 access to the kitchens. You can come in at Leaven at any time. So now what we want to do is actually take a walk into the kitchen so you can see some of these spaces for yourself. What's great is right now it's nice and busy in there, so you'll be able to get a good feel of what it looks like, what a typical day looks like at Leaven. So we're going to go ahead and transition to that. So Leaven Kitchen has a 2,000 square foot dry storage space. This room is climate controlled, and you can put everything in here from flour, sugar, basically any dry storage ingredient. With this space as well, you have options from shelving to floor space to locking cages, anything you would need to store all of your ingredients. So along with kitchen space, Leaven does have quite a bit of specialty equipment available. Things like small 7-quart mixers, food dehydrators, also the RoboCoo food processors, Vitamix mixers, and even a big 10-liter food processor as well. So if it's small equipment you need to do your thing, produce your products, we have a lot of that available for you to use. So part of our refrigeration here at Leaven does include a number of reach-in refrigerators and freezers. With the reach-ins, you're able to rent one shelf in each space, or you can simply rent an entire door as well. So with each space, each individual business is labeled. That way you know, of course, whose stuff is there and that you're not placing stuff in the wrong spot. And they're labeled inside each unit as well. We also have our walk-in, so we're going to show you our cooler, our walk-in cooler, which is 150 square feet. Same concept in our freezer. We're not going to bore you and show you the freezer, but the cooler is exactly the same. It's just a little smaller. So the cooler specifically is 150 square feet. In here, you're able to rent as little as one shelf. So each space at Leaven Kitchen is basically spaced out by station. This specific station is split in two, and it's our large baking station. So with our large baking stations, you get double ovens, quick access to a big 60-quart Hobart mixer, 20-quart mixers, and then of course prep area and space. With large baker station A specifically, it does have a 4-burner stove,
And then we do also have a dough proofer as well. So we have everything you need as a baker to be able to produce, bake, and sell your product successfully.
So thank you so much for joining us here at Levän Kitchen. If you're familiar with us, you might have already seen some of our training videos, but if you're not, definitely check us out at youtube.com/LevänKitchen, where we go over tutorials on different pieces of kitchen equipment, whether it be a mixer, food processor, things of that nature. We are located, again, in Decatur, Georgia, 215 Laredo Drive, Suite 100, Decatur, Georgia, 30030 is our address. So if you do want some more information on joining Levän, you can call us directly at 404-981-8478, send us an email at management@levenkitchen.com, or fill out our intake form at levenkitchen.com.